Welcome, math scholars, and today we are going to look at Chapter 5, Lesson 6, Add Decimals, and that is page 335 in your book. And I started with just some general directions. So to add decimals, line up the decimal points. And then add the digits that are in the same place value positions. So for instance, you're going to add the tenths plus the tenths, and the hundredths plus the hundredths, and the ones plus the ones. And so you want to make sure that you have those digits lined up. So on page 335, they give us a word problem here where they want us to add 44 and 2/10 plus 33 and 1/10. So when we add these decimals, I wrote them horizontally for a reason so that I can show you how you need to line them up when you are making it vertical to add them. So I'm going to start with my first number, 44 and 2/10 plus, now I'm going to make sure that this decimal here is going to line up right here. I want them in line. So there's one digit after the decimal here, that's a 1. And there's the 2 digits there, that's a 2. Or those are 33, excuse me. And then I'm going to add just like I would if they were whole numbers. So 2 plus 1 is 3. A decimal plus a decimal is what I say. 4 plus 3 is 7, and 4 plus 3 is 7, and that gives me the answer of 77 and 3/10. Let's do another example. The next example is the number 19 and 6/10 plus 4 and 31/100. Now, some students right away, they want to do this. And what happens when I do that? Well, here I have the tenths plus the hundredths, and the ones place plus the tenths, and the tens place plus the ones place. That is not going to get it done, ladies and gentlemen. We do not want to do that. When we are adding decimals, we must line up the decimal points. So when I rewrite this as 19 and 6/10, this decimal has to land right here. And if I look, right after this decimal comes the 3, and then comes the 1, and the 4 is right before that. It lines up looking like this. Now, I have nothing here, so what I want to do is annex a 0. So I'm going to annex my 0 there. And annex a 0 just basically means I'm going to fill in that empty place with a 0. So I'm annexing the 0 to fill in my place value positions. And now I can add. So 0 plus 1 is 1. 6 plus 3 is 9. A decimal plus a decimal is a decimal. 9 plus 4 is 13, carry the 1, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So my final answer would be 23 and 91/100. Ladies and gentlemen, the biggest mistake students make is this, because it's really just adding, unless you do this. This is the biggest no-no. Do not do this. Make sure these decimals are right in line, and if you have to fill in empty places on the top or the bottom, then you go ahead and fill those places in. It could happen also that you have to annex zeros on that bottom number. So what if I had 12 and 347 thousandths plus 7 and 1/10? Okay, so if I have this number, when I flip it around to write it vertically, I'm going to take this decimal right here and I need to line it up right here. And right before that decimal to the left was a 7, and right after that decimal to the right is a 1. And then I would annex zeros into those empty place value positions. And then I add 7 plus 0 is 7, 4, 3 plus 1 is 4, decimal plus a decimal is a decimal, 2 plus 7 is 9, and 1 plus nothing is 1. I could annex a 0 into that place too, but you guys, we don't normally do that, but I could. I could annex a 0 right into that spot and do 1 plus 0, and I would get the same answer. So 19 and 447 thousandths would be that answer. All right, good luck on your work today, and I hope this video was helpful.